Welcome to Collecting Chaos. It's Freeform Friday. I think I'm going to do a review this week of what I've worked on and a few other things. And maybe do a little more work on something. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, let's see, what did I work on this? Well, I didn't work on the Wolverine this week because it got chilly again and it was a little too cold to work on it. There's some things that I want to do to it that it really needs to be in the 60s or better. And most of the week it was in the 40s and 50s. So what did I do this week? Well, I touched up the emblem like I said I was going to, as I thought that was cool. By coincidence, I happened to have a bottle of paint that was a perfect match. It happens occasionally. I just got lucky. I have one bottle of red paint and it was exactly the right color. So I worked on that. And of course, you know I worked on this. I stuck it in a bag to protect it to keep it from getting any more dirt on it. We're going to do some more work to that. And then last night, I did a really short video. It was like 3 minutes long. And in it, I said, do you think I should work on something? And nobody answered, of course. But I did anyway. And this was the result. This turns out this doll is actually worth some money, which I didn't expect. This is actually a vintage Barbie. This is a vintage twist and turn Barbie from 1969. The head says 69, the body says 66, of course. No, the head says 67. I don't remember. But yeah, it's the Marlowe Flip Barbie. And is actually worth something. So that was kind of cool. And I had this dress, so I figured it was kind of appropriate for the mod style, so I'd go ahead and put it on her. Yeah, so there you go. That was kind of cool. What else did I work on? Well, yeah, I pressed a comic and forgot that it was in the press and left it on too long, and it stuck in the backing board. I didn't put a silicone release sheet paper in between the backing board and the page, and it stuck to the page, and now I'm trying to get that loose. Fortunately, it's one of those comics that I paid, like 25 to 50 cents for, but I was hoping to improve it enough that it would proudly go into my collection. Instead, I seem to have improved it enough that it'll probably go into my stack of donor comics. Stuff happens. If you're not prepared, warning. There you go. I did a warning for you. But I'm going to repeat it. If you are not prepared to ruin whatever you're going to work on, whether it's a toy, whether it's a comic, no matter what it is, if you're not prepared to ruin it, don't do it. If I'm not prepared to tear this while I'm cleaning it, or to take some of the color off, I got no business messing with it. Having said that, let's get to work. I'm going to work on it a little more. Using a different pencil topper. I've got several of them on different things. This is actually on a drill bit that I need to take off of there because I have a drill now that I can use that for, but I just leave it in there anyway. And I'm going to go over the same areas again that I already went over. Because that's what you do when you dry clean a comic. You just keep going over the areas until you're happy with them. And although I'm not unhappy, need a backing board. Although I'm not unhappy with the results of my initial dry cleaning, I think I can do I think it can be better. And I didn't do all of the little squares. Like I said, I needed to. So that's something I'm going to work on today. It's all these stupid little squares in the checkerboard. See if I can't get them a little better. And I mean, I got some of it cleaned when I used the art gummy fines on it, but still. Kind of like watching paint dry, isn't it? Watching me clean stuff. Little like watching paint dry. Used to drive me crazy. I'd paint a wall or something, and I'd see it dry in sections. Of course, anywhere where there was electricity, it would dry quicker. Anywhere there was a cold water pipe, it would dry slower. That always used to drive me crazy. And I know it seems like I'm going really quick on those, but you got to remember, those are really tiny. I mean, look. We're talking 3/16 of an inch here. How long does it take to clean 3/16 of an inch? A couple days. Now, I already said that I would have really liked to have done this wet cleaning as a wet clean. And there's pros and cons to both. Wet cleaning actually goes a lot faster than dry cleaning does, because dry cleaning you have to go over and over and over, because you're removing a very small amount at a time, whereas wet cleaning, you're pretty much getting the dirt in 1 or 2 passes, and that's it. It's done. But as much as I would like to do this one as a wet clean, that's not what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to dry clean it. So that's what I'm doing. And we're going to dig out some other tools in a bit and use those on it. Maybe next episode. This is going to be a long one. I mean, I'm working on it today. I worked on it yesterday. I will probably do some work on it tomorrow. And it's liable to fill up 3 or 4 videos, doing a little bit at a time. There's some white down here that I didn't do the other day. And then the highlights on his hands are white instead of green. And I kind of skipped over those, so we're going to catch those today, though. Sledgehammer has some white parts on it. I'm going one direction. I'm actually, while I'm doing this, I'm actually stroking down, lifting up, moving it over, and stroking down again. Because there are creases that actually break through the comic, and I don't want to damage them further, which would happen if I did that, like that. See, I went the wrong direction and I broke a little piece off. We're going to set that off to the side. Maybe I can reattach it if I feel like it. I probably won't mess with it. I'll probably forget all about it. So that's why you want to go one direction. And it's those little creases that broke through the comic that made me say that I consider this to be good. Because they actually, if you look, they don't just break color, they break the spine. So that's why I say it's good. In reality, this would pass for very good to find in most people's shops. I'm not most people. Now we're going to work on some of this stuff that I didn't work on the other day, the insides. Yeah, I went over it with my eraser fines, but I didn't actually go over the white parts with the nylon eraser. And these are all model kits that you could get from Aurora at one time. And I had a bunch of these when I was growing up. I didn't get the Napoleon Solo and the Ilya Kuryakin. I wanted them, but I never did get them. I never got... I had the Batman, I had the Batmobile, I had the Superman and the Superboy, and I had the Mummy, Dracula, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and a bunch of the monsters. I was doing more monster kits than anything else. Wish I still had my Mummy. The Mummy model that I had, I put it together and my dad painted it, and he airbrushed it, did a phenomenal job. And I wish I still had it. I have no idea what happened to it. I mean, a lot of models I disassembled and kit bashed, but I never did that one. And I just have no idea what happened to it. I think it got tossed when I joined the Army. With a bunch of other stuff. You know, things like that happen. I never had any of the Marvel characters, and I never managed to get a Wonder Woman. I always wanted the Wonder Woman model. As a matter of fact, I still want to get one of those Wonder Woman models and build it. And I don't care if it's a repop or the, you know, the Polar Lights version or the Aurora. It's the same kit. I don't care. I just want one. But I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it either. Actually, I'd like to have two. I'd like to have one in the box unopened, still sealed, and then I'd like to have one that I build, paint. I just thought of something. If you watched Tricky Trapster's channel last night, you got to see him drawing. He's drawing. I'm taking things off a page. He's putting things on a page. I'm taking him off. Of course, he wasn't putting it on a comic. He was drawing a tank girl, and it was turning out really nice. But I was getting to the point where I was falling asleep, so I quit watching him and crawled into bed. And 2 hours later, the cat woke me up. So I got up and worked for a while. Went back to bed. The cat immediately started howling and trying to wake me up again. No. Didn't work that time. I just stayed in bed. Got a little bit of sleep, or tried to. Don't forget tomorrow night's auction. Tonight's auction, Horizon Picks Channel. 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. We're starting early. How long will we go? I don't know. And then tomorrow night, I'll have my my sale. Oh, see, you got to be prepared to do stuff like that. I will be resealing that. I will put some. Remember what I said? Always go towards it. I will be using a little tape on that. I will be not tape, but yeah, I'm going to fix this. Set that off to the side. That's why you always go towards the edge and not away from the edge. I didn't do what I told you to do, and I paid the price. Fortunately, it belongs to me, and I'm not cleaning it for somebody else. I'm just cleaning it because I want to. And it's not the worst thing I've ever done to a comic on here, on a stream. I've done much worse. As you can see, it's still taking off dirt, so. There's some stains on here that aren't going to come off with an eraser, and I'm just going to have to live with those. All right, let me find my little iron and plug it in, and we'll flatten this comic out, or do a preliminary flatten on it, and I'm going to repair that while I'm at it. I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, couple of things. Number one, this is starting to run a little long, so I'm going to cut it. But there's another reason for that. As I was opening it up and flattening it, and I went ahead and took care of that, piece that came off. I went ahead and put that back on. But as I was opening it up to prepare it for flattening, the upper staple popped. So I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and reinforce both staples with just a teeny tiny bit of this stuff, mending tissue. And we'll do that on another video. So as far as the challenges of the unknown go, and finishing cleaning it and getting out that spine roll, to be continued. I will do this on another video. On another video. I don't know if it'll be this weekend. I probably won't do it until next Thursday. I probably won't publish it until next Thursday. On the upside, the Tuesday's Treasures video for next week has already been uploaded and ready to go, and I'm just waiting for Tuesday to release it. So that's a relief. I don't have to worry about pre-recording anything until Wednesday and Thursday, so I might go ahead and do the Eternal Mylight project early, have it ready to go, and then I can work on this some more and have it ready for Thursday. So yeah, we're going to be continued on this, and make sure before you handle your comics, your cards, your toys, games, wash your hands. It's good for your comics, good for your toys, good for your health. And I'll see you tonight. No, I saw you last night. Yeah, I'll see you tonight at about 5 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock if you live on, 3 o'clock if you live on the wrong coast. I mean, the West Coast. Take care and have a wonderful day.